More epilogue stuff to do, and that is what we're gonna do. So.
Come now. Of course. And so. Well. This I vow.
What do you want to do?
Ta! You're not serious.
I think Maria's the last one.
Say there.
Hey. Even so.
Oh, he's great. He's still the best one.
Hey. Thank you. That's... No. Hey. That's why.
Say there.
Just hit this one since you're already over here. Oh, look. People are like actually like openly on the street. I love that.
Oh, right.
Hold on.
See you soon, I hope.
Hmm.
Two of them right next. Oh, look at Basilia's new clothes.
Just
An outcast became king too.
true. However,
Now that you mention it.
yes. We shall.
Yo.
Look at his outfit. Oh, he's so pretty. What do you do? I love that he underneath is pretty much the same though. What does he do? Guardian Brigade.
But... yeah. Thank you.
I love the jacket color on you actually. I guess they're like a probably a more town-based guard, where like Heisme is like a king's guard.
My
It only took a year to get this far. That's impressive.
My king.
In that case,
Gosh. Well,
And you brought a cat with you? That's cute. Oh, this is the cat.
so
I wondered because this cat looked like the one from Moore's place.
speaking of which,
now we're talking.
Yeah. Hey, hey.
magic.
This is the cat.
Wait a sec.
I just think he's cute. Me. That's how I feel about cats. Yufa. She's the. I wonder if she goes back to her island very often or not.
Greetings.
Well,
Yes, of course. In truth. Alas.
Oh, she's like a judge. That's cool.
The reason is. Now that you mention it.
Oh, so she really doesn't go home. Like, she didn't decide to go live back at home. She decided to live here. That's interesting. And to become, like, a role here.
Very well. I do believe. Because.
Aha!
about that.
Oh. Perhaps. Indeed.
That's.
That's. However.
More. He's actually in town. That's interesting.
That's something.
So. Hmm.
But of course. Then again. Brilliant.
Lovely.
Cool. Sounds like everything's going well for everyone.
Hmm.
Oh, I love that she's just selling toys now.
Say.
Brigitte.
Yes. Yet. Speaking of,
Oh. I'm glad like her dog actually turned out okay. Like we never actually found out what happened. That's wonderful. I'm gonna guess she's
Amazing.
she comes in here.
Grand. Wonderful.
What? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. What do you mean I didn't speak to everyone yet? Yes, I did. There's literally no one else to speak to, girly. I did speak to everyone.
That reminds me.
But
Oh.
Yeah, she comes in here to pray and to be close to her dad.
Oh. Hello there. Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
Don't worry, I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream. And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
You make a trusty advisor.
Yes. I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
as we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Would have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve. Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world.
No, that's what he has all of you. Also, I'm sure he would like to travel.
Seen it with my own eyes.
He clearly doesn't like being stuck.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king, you swine?
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day, but we're in this together. We believe in you.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons.
We sure did.
Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
No,
I wonder,
Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer.
would this dialogue still exist if you didn't do that?
Life is full of surprises.
Because that was optional stuff that I chose to go do.
Right.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
I would assume the dialogue would be different if you didn't do that.
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
Journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see.
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh?
I don't know why he still wears the igniter. He doesn't need it.
I guess
He's done
you
that the whole
are
game.
the
It's weird to
king.
me.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
But he doesn't want to. I think it's better that he decide to like go see other places. Just sitting will show you what you need to see.
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magna and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, Since I'm the ballet court engineer, I've no choice but to come along.
Love
I'm the only driver fit to maneuver
the
the
portraits.
world's skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
I love the way that line was delivered. You don't even have to call him sire, I just... God.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse,
Is it just gonna be them two, just like the start of the journey?
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis
I think this works
unrealistic
better
for
because this
all
is
of us
the
to
ones we...
depart the
For
capital
a good portion of the game, it was
So you've
just
no plans to
these 4.
stop our little adventure, eh?
Well, 5 if you count Neris. So this makes sense.
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
Are you sure about this?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
Still, this early into the new year, 'tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to
But
be on the road again.
it's
with
fine.
okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king.
And you still have
And I
others.
trust my corps is not so feeble.
As
that it
this
will fall
Heisme is
apart
still
in your
there.
absence.
We'll make it
And everyone
work.
else.
Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? And we'll just have to lead by example.
Thank you. All of you. Let's be off.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind.
Oh god, I forgot it doesn't go
Is
automatic.
fantasy a powerless creation?
I said it wasn't.
A timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope.
I don't know. Pretty close there.
And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
You're welcome, Gurkshot. Oh.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
Hmm?
You sneaky thing.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
But hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Oh, you took Maria.
Amazing!
Poetic indeed. But the scepter's absence restored order to Magla.
She gets to see the world outside of pictures.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
I love that they didn't just think about following, they went and got Maria. That's so cute. Cool. There are a lot of thoughts and they're not coherent, but I said it from the demo, and it has only continued. This is my favorite Atlas game I've ever played. And I've played a lot. I've played Persona. I've played half of the SMT games. I've played Etrian Odyssey. I've played Persona Q. And played Digital Devil Saga, a little bit of it. Like, I've touched quite a few Atlas games. I think this is the best game they've ever made. I think it took everything that other Atlas games had done, slammed it together, but instead of feeling like a mishmash pit of things that didn't line up, they all worked well together. Like the calendar system, the bonds, the FOEs, the dungeons that were more SMT-like. Everything worked well together. And I also think the characters were better written than they've ever been. Even though their bonds were shorter, they were better written. There isn't a single character that I disliked, even the bad guys, because they were all well written. They were written with depth. And even when they're bad villains, they have a depth to them that makes them interesting. I did really well. I do think there's some spikes in difficulty that go from, oh, the game is smooth sailing to, huh, it's not. But those were also secret bosses, so I can forgive that. It's really hard to even think of negatives. Like, I think this is the first game where, like, even the spikes in difficulty, that's not a negative. Those are secret bosses. They should be. My brain just wasn't prepared for those. I'm trying to think of anything I really would... I think if you're going to have the protag talk, that they should have gone more of the Soul Hackers. I actually also played that one. I left that one out of the Atlas games I've played. That they should have gone with the Soul Hackers 2 route, where she actively heads conversation. She doesn't just stand and watch, she actively talks. He would say dialogue you picked. But overall talking, he really didn't talk like a normal character. So it was still like taking the persona aspect and not going far enough with it. And that might be the only downside to me. Is that I also think it made his voice sound weaker than everyone else's. Like, I've heard the actor and other things, and he's good at what he does. But as the protagonist, he doesn't sound strong. His dialogue sounds out of place because it's little snippets. There's no depth to that. And, like, I don't mind choices, but I also would like if he just talked. Like, Soul Hackers 2, I really loved that the protagonist talks. And that you don't always have to pick an answer. She's actively in conversation. She actively has her own depth. And I know the biggest thing that Atlas likes to do is give you the choice of who that character is. But the thing is, he was already a character. You can tell that he is designed to act a certain way. And I think they should have committed to that. Because I think the characters in Atlas are stronger when they have a set personality. When they have a set way that they are. And then maybe you have some choices that fall in line with that to still have the choice thing. But I think Atlas characters feel stronger to me when they already exist, instead of having the player pick who they are. I don't know, I don't think that I need to make the protagonist the way I want it. I think I'm happy to see Atlas. I think, canonly, all of the protagonists come off a certain way. They all have a little bit of, this is who they're supposed to be, and I just wish Atlas would go all the way with that. Like, the funny choices are funny, but the depth isn't there when you do that. And that might be my only negative. This is a wonderful game. But I want 10,000 more of these. I want them just to make games like this. Because this was great. But we're gonna see if there's any extra scenes. So. Oh, the voice actors were great. I know that I've complained about the depth of the protagonist, but he's a good voice actor, and they all are good voice actors. I was especially impressed by Stuart Clark because I've only heard him in one role, and that was Final Fantasy. But I love that he didn't sound like Dion. I've never heard anything else he's done. I'm also very biased because I really like Dion, so I really like Stroll. But it was very well done. The voice acting was amazing for every character. There's certain ones that stick out to me, like Juna's, because I would not have known that her voice actor did Final Fantasy XIV until, like, looking it up and then being like, oh, this is the same person. And Greg Chun always does amazing, though. Like, I don't think I've ever not thought that, but I think they all did amazing. All the voice acting hit very well. I just wish there's more depth to the protagonist, but I think that's it. And that's not even the voice acting fault, that's the writing. They all did really well. So good. This game's gonna live in my head forever, and it's gonna, like, color the way that I play any other Atlas game, or any other, even JRPG from now. Because it wasn't just the story that was really good, because it hit home a lot. Especially since I played a lot of it after certain events. But also, like, I think this was the best Atlas combat. Because they took some notes, clearly, from a lot of their other games. But they also took notes from, like, other Sega properties. Because, like, the skill bringing over, that's very Yakuza. The job system is also very Etrigan, but it's also very, like, Final Fantasy. Like, this game, when I played the demo, I was like, this is Final Fantasy meets Atlas. And I still feel that way. I still feel like that's what it is. And as someone who likes both, it made a perfect game. The job system was so fun. I could play this 1,000 times. It's one of those games that I wish I could erase the memory to replay it again for the first time, because it's so good. I want to see if there's more. All my thoughts are just gonna praise it. I'm not good at coherent thought. And the music. Dude, this priest man, he's killing it. He deserves all the awards for killing it. The music in general is great. I love it. It's not the music I would have expected. The music's caught me off guard a lot, but I love it. Good. It's so good. I've put off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games for this, so. Usually I balance games, but I didn't want to play anything else but this. So, this is really good. I even, like, took days to play slower because I didn't want to finish it. So it was good. It was so good. I'm mad it's done. I'm both happy it's done because obviously I wanted to see the end of the game, and I'm also upset because it was so good. Conflicting feelings. I think to just played a JRPG, I kind of want to hop into another one, but also I want to sit with this one for a while, so we probably will do Slitterhead next, do some horror.
Dear guest, from
Yeah, I
a
knew there was
world
more.
I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction.
Yeah, but it was such a good one.
However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Dude. I think they knew people were gonna need this game. So well done. Gotta stop making me want to cry, though.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
He's got a new book.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown. That can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
I know the director behind this said he's already started another game, but please give me hundreds of this. Just make this a whole series, just like Persona and SMT, please. I need so many more of this game. So good. We're gonna leave it here. Bye.